Hey guys, welcome to Boston. In this video, I'm gonna show you the best of Boston. We're gonna tour Boston Commons. We're gonna go to the tall ship, which we're at right now. We're gonna check out the North End. We're gonna check out a bunch of museums, follow the Freedom Trail, and show you the best neighborhoods of this beautiful city, the cradle of United States history. Less than 10 minutes across and we are back in downtown Boston. Let's talk transportation. Boston is a well-connected subway network that covers a large part of town. Locals simply call the system the T, and each line is named by its color. A few things to know before you ride. You can buy a Charlie card to gain access to the system from vending machines at all stations. Single ride tickets are expensive, so I would recommend getting a daily pass, weekly pass, or monthly pass depending on how long you plan to stay. Keep in mind that trains stop running before 1 a.m., so plan accordingly. We start a tour of Boston following the Freedom Trail, a brick path linking location significant to the history of the United States, many of the places dating back to the 1600s and 1700s. In our video, we'll focus on the ones you need to see. Our first stop, the Old State House. Built as the seat of the British colonial government in 1712, the Old State House is one of the oldest buildings in North America. 60 years after it was built, British troops shot at American colonial protesters in what is now known as the Boston Massacre, causing massive uproar that fueled the American Revolution. Boston Massacre, where the British troops shot at a crowd right outside of here, really got the colonizers motivated to rebel against the British. By 1776, 6 quick years later, America's Declaration of Independence was read to eager crowds from the State House balcony, formally announcing America's secession from the British Empire. Our next stop down the Freedom Trail, Old South Meeting House. You guys are going to tour the Old South Meeting House, not to be confused with the Old State House, which we were just at down the street back there. Built in 1729, this building came to fame when it was the organization place for the Boston Tea Party. After the Boston Massacre, meetings were held here. Speakers such as John Hancock attracted crowds of over 5,000 people, sharing their disdain towards unfair British taxation without representation laws. After learning about the Boston Tea Party at the Old South Meeting House, we followed the Freedom Trail to the top 2 destinations in Boston, the North End Church and Paul Revere's house. On the way there, we passed by the Brutalist-style City Hall. This is what they call Government Center, where the City Hall is. Its Brutalist-style architecture differing greatly from the older colonial buildings. Beautiful, beautiful day. We open up here and we see the market area. Quincy Market and Long Wharf are right behind here. We're facing southeast. If you go past the water here, you end up at Seaport. If you go that way, that goes towards North End, where the old Boston area is. Here's a bird-eye view to keep you oriented. A few quick minutes of walking in compact Boston downtown and we arrive at Paul Revere's statue in the heart of Boston's North End, the city's oldest neighborhood. Paul Revere was a blacksmith who, in early Boston, he warned the colonists of the British invasion. So his legacy is being there when the British were marching in from Concord. He rode in on his horse and told the colonists of the incoming invasion. The colonists were able to prepare and ward off the British. Basically, he asked the Old North Church to hang a lantern on the side, discreetly signaling the incoming invasion. Now we're going to the Old North Church, the oldest standing church in Boston, and the place where Paul Revere hung his lanterns to warn of the British incoming invasion. From the Old North Church, walk a few blocks to Paul Revere's house. Paul's house is the oldest in Boston, built in 1680, complete with a lot of his original furniture. Tours are self-guided, and by the time of this video's recording, admission fees were around $5. We were in the courtyard of Paul Revere's house. second floor of Paul Revere's house. Upstairs are the bedrooms, including those of Paul Revere's children. For me, it was just incredible being in Paul Revere's home in a building built in the 1600s. Thanks for joining us on this historic tour of downtown Boston, one of the most important history-centric cities in the United States. We did a lot of exploring and you must be getting hungry. So let's stop for some food at famous Quincy Market. And behind me we have the Quincy Market. The Quincy Market is like Seattle's Pike Place Plaza, San Francisco's Fisherman's Wharf. It's a little bit touristy, but the food's pretty good. Inside you'll find ice cream, lobster rolls, and a mix of international cuisines. Let's head inside and check it out. This section feels a lot like San Francisco's Fisherman's Wharf. It's nice. Great place for a stroll. Definitely come by Quincy Market. After a deep dive into Boston's historical side, we explore the city's trendy neighborhoods. Our next stop, Back Bay, just west of downtown. Built on reclaimed land in the 1850s, Back Bay is a high-end neighborhood with Newbury Street forming its backbone. A lot of variety of brand name stores. You see your standard run-of-the-mill Lululemon and Zara that you would have in the trendy parts of any city. Also in Back Bay you can find the beautiful Charles River Esplanade. Here we are across the river from MIT. If I had to describe the Esplanade to somebody who hasn't been to Boston, it's most similar to New York's Riverside Park or Chicago's waterfront. Speaking of parks, let's check out Rose Kennedy Greenway, right in downtown next to the North End. This is over the Highway 93 dig that they did, the big dig they call it, where they sunk the freeway under downtown. Today we have this beautiful park, and here's a view under the park where we drive in the tunnel on I-93, cruising along at 50 miles an hour. The key to this park is that cars don't have to dominate cities. What was once a jungle of highway overpasses transformed into a peaceful downtown that is now pedestrian friendly. Our next stop, Boston Common, the flagship city park and a place every visitor should visit. Here at Boston Common, the main city park, beautiful, surrounded by old and new buildings everywhere. Look up the hill and you'll see Massachusetts State Capitol, also called the Massachusetts State House. Founded in 1634, Boston Common is the oldest city park in the United States. We got a statue of the one and only George Washington, first president of the United States. Dedicated here in Common Park in this beautiful floral garden. The famous swan boats here in Boston Common Park. The biggest secret about Boston is there is a huge parking garage under this park, under Boston Common. It's not the cheapest, but it's reasonable for a big city like this. Check BostonCommonGarage.com for parking rates. If you want a laid-back waterfront vibe with good music and a festive atmosphere, hop on a ferry and come to the Tall Ship. You can also get here taking the Blue Line on the subway. Boston's pretty cool, huh? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm liking this city even more now. Oh yeah. After food, a few drinks, and time with friends, you can hop back to downtown on a quick boat ride. Hey guys, we're gonna commute across the bay back to Boston on this ferry. We're going over back to Boston. Boston. Less than 10 minutes across and we are back in downtown Boston. Short ride but beautiful views.
No trip to Boston is complete without visiting some colleges.
Feels like I'm in college again. We're just out of Back Bay. We're headed down towards Northeastern University. It's super busy right now. It's like welcome week energy everywhere.
Down the street we see Berklee College of Music, and not far from there, a few blocks away, Northeastern University. For college tour videos, I'm sure you can find better stuff here on YouTube for that. I want to drop these clips here to remind you to check out all the beautiful campuses in Boston.
Hey guys, we're here at Harvard University. We're off of Harvard Square. There's a lot of foot traffic around the Harvard Square area.
What I found pretty fun was just walking around Harvard Square and soaking in the energy. There's a lot of students out and about getting food and boba tea. Anyone down for a beach day in Boston? Well, Boston actually has some cool beaches. We take the blue subway line 20 minutes to the town of Revere.
Let's go check out the beautiful, mighty Atlantic Ocean. Crazy to think, only 3 weeks ago we were on Cannon Beach in Oregon. Now we're here at the Atlantic coast in Massachusetts.
I wish I had more time in Boston to show you guys more things to see. Some honorable mentions that we did not include in this video would be the USS Constitution, the oldest floating ship in the world, and the Boston Tea Party Museum, where you can learn more about this significant event, and Bunker Hill, where the Americans defeated the British troops, a major victory in our Revolutionary War.
I hope you enjoyed this video about Boston and found it useful for your trip planning. If you enjoyed this video, please like this video and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Thanks again for watching.